Ladies and gentlemen, it's your brother Bolo V&R. We're in the building. Edmund Barlett was in an interview with Mr. Stephen Sackur, and I'm reacting to a specific thing that he said in the interview. Listen to this.
Type would not go well with the kind of democracy that we have.
Do you think you get enough help from the end user countries where the cocaine that passes through Jamaica is consumed? I'm thinking of the United States and Europe. Do you think you get enough help from them when it comes to cracking down on drug use, consumption? And do you think you get enough help, particularly from the United States, when it comes to stopping the flow of guns, weapons into your country?
That's the problem. The real problem is stopping the flow of guns and weapons into the country. And so that there is need for much more ambition in this area, far more support to enable a significant cessation of flows into our space.
Let me ask you about
Now, as you can see, Mr. Stephen Sackur, well, as you can hear, Mr. Stephen Sackur moved away from the question, ladies and gentlemen, because, well, I guess, like many of you that are watching me right now, you were not aware of this bit of information.
5 billion. Million of US or Jamaica not. Petra 2.5. Veneja, I'd say what? 100 million. All right. Joycelyn, Freedom, OT. Wanna come at the front of the class. Monica, come at the front of the class. This is how much them are charge Jamaica.
What can go so? What can go so? What can go so? Hold on, Ratty, 0? Emotional damage. Oh, there was no money even for them to thief. Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
0. Here is how the deal was structured. Secure report said, this will cost the Jamaican people and the Jamaican government 0. Here's how we all make our money. The tourists that come to Jamaica, if the airline ticket costs $200, we have to put on a like $5 upon each ticket. So we all make our money. We will make our money off of international travelers coming to Jamaica. And them not going to feel it because remember them used to charge departure tax, And you have to pay it when you leave, Now they put it on the ticket so you don't feel it. Because them used to have problems with people.
Before we go into that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the full details to make this make any sense whatsoever. How did we come to the point of a company saying to us, we are going to give you $0. We're going to take $0 from you, the government, to secure your borders. Here is what we're going to do. Every person that flies to Jamaica, all you got to do is add on a type of cost to their airline ticket, and that will pay the company. Seeing that Edmund Barlett said in that interview in 2024 that we needed a lot of help in the area, how is it possible? I just saw another victim. Never mind. So Edmund Barlett, how did he come to say that they need more help? But when the help was presented, how did they not take this help? Well, let's see how it developed. Listen to this.
So, Jamaicans.
I don't know. You know what? This is so depressing. We could just move on to this story. Kevin.
Wait, Simon, who this? Simon Ish. Where? Oh, yeah. To find the GoFundMe, you want to go to, you can do standupforjamaica.org. That's the website. Standupforjamaica.org. You can, on social media, you can put Stand Up for Jamaica, and I know on Instagram, if you do it, you'll see the link for the GoFundMe. You can just click on that and it will take you to the GoFundMe. But Stand Up for Jamaica is where you want to go and get connected. All right, that's what you want to use.
All right, let me ask all of you this question. Jamaica's borders. Who's in charge of protecting Jamaica's borders? Let me just ask you if you know, and you know what? I won't even ask you to name me the agencies. Just tell me the number. How many agencies are responsible for protecting Jamaica's borders? Because if I ask, I know if I ask I ask you for the names, 99.99% of you will get it wrong.
So when you say the organizations are how many? You mean it's more than one? Isn't just the Ministry of National Security take care of that?
Agencies, not ministries. How many agencies?
So okay, the agencies in
how
the ministry.
many entities in Jamaica are responsible for protecting Jamaica's borders?
Let's see, the Coast
Oh,
Guard.
Bolo said no clue. I didn't even think our borders are protected. Hey, that's not a bad answer.
Yo, that body but it's serious.
That's
Yo,
Bolo. Yeah, there's another one. Monica said the Don control.
yeah.
OT is the Minister of Security. OT, I'm talking about entities now.
Yeah,
JCF
so
and Jamaica Customs are two.
the Coast Guard. You can't leave out the Coast Guard.
All right. Let me go on the answer. It's the JCF,
Mm-hmm.
the JDF,
Mm-hmm.
and Customs.
So who the Coast Guard fall under?
Coast Guard would fall under Customs because they have the Marine Police. They have the Marine. They have the Marine on the they have the Marine Police on the JCF, and then you have the JDF. They have their own Marine thing. Customs they have their own, and the Coast. I think the Coast Guard come under Ministry of National Security, as does the JCF. Here's why. I said 3 and you didn't answer. Derek, you're killing me now because Derek, when me talk sometimes I close my eyes enough, so I don't even really look on the screen. So blame Kevin, all right? But I'm going to show you something, all right? There is a group of people, maybe it was a group of people, called Port Management Security Limited, and they've been trained to intercept guns, illicit drugs, and other contraband from entering through the seaports. And not too long ago, their jobs, they were being made redundant. And here's one article that Mr. Fitzjackson took on this issue. And they're saying, but if these people have been trained to ferret out these things, then who's going to take over if we get rid of them? And there it is. Here it is. Their success in intercepting legal goods was not solely due to the collaboration with the JCF and Jamaica Customs, but also owed greater to the specialized skill set and professionalism of their team. So that was one issue. Here is Mr. Fitzbailey again asking to address the job security, because he's saying, look, our borders are porous. These people are great at doing what they're doing, and so we need to have them continue doing what they're doing. I don't recall what's happened since then. This was March of this year. Here it is, Mr. Fitzjackson again. He's taking on this fight, and the government was going to take over port management security and put it under customs. And so there was some issue there. They're still arguing. At this point in March, they were still arguing about it, because here it is right here. Look at the sentence. It says, the decision to integrate PMSL services into the Jamaica Customs Department raises concerns among its over 85-member team, noting that the recent interception of 64 guns and nearly 1,000 rounds of ammunition underscores the crucial contribution they've made to national security. So that was their role. They had a specialized skill set. So let me see, which one is this? And there in May, they were supposed to meet with them. These are some of the guns that they found in Montego Bay, to discuss the future of their jobs. Now, I don't know. And now in June, 60 of them to lose jobs. There it is right there.
So the entity that has has been given the directive to help protect our borders is cutting back on the personnel that are being used to protect our civ-like borders.
Correct. Now,
Gotcha.
here's a border protection unit from Jamaica Customs Agency. I didn't even know that the customs was involved in doing all of this stuff. And look at this. I tell you, Jamaicans are very good when it comes to structuring things on paper, putting things on paper. Because here it is, they have a border protection unit, they have an intelligence branch, they have a risk management. You can't see it because I can't enlarge it on my screen, but I can tell you, just take my word for it. They have a risk management branch, they have a contraband enforcement team branch, and they're going on and on. And they started when the U.S. government started making noises about Jamaica being a transshipment point, and so they decided that they're going to form this group, and this group will be responsible for, along with the other groups, to defend Jamaica's borders. And it says they're going to secure the borders and safeguard citizens. And they're going to partner with JCF, JDF, Coast Guard, Port Authority, Ministry of National Security, blah, 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 blah. So that's one of them, right? That's what Customs is responsible for protecting our borders. Now, I hope you guys remember, maybe you don't remember, in July of this year, there was a breach at the Sancton International Airport. And flights were canceled, emergency protocols initiated, disruption, because they thought that a firearm had passed through the pre-boarding screening machine section. And so, they closed on the whole thing. And Minister Vaz said, I want a review of security at Jamaica's airports, all of them. And remember, we talk about the airports, right? That is not 3. It's about 17 airports in Jamaica. So I want all the airports. I want an assessment, security assessment done. Now, here's one of the problems. The Chinese, they manage the Freeport out at Newport East, Newport West. They manage that. What kind of security is out there? Who's in charge of the security out there? How do we know what's being brought in? When? From where? For what purpose? Especially if you're talking about consumable, items like foodstuff, cigarettes, and all that stuff. Do we know if some of those things are tested to make sure that our people are not being poisoned? I don't know if they've done that. Here's another one. Our former police commissioner signing Interpol agreement, that gathering stuff. Nah, forget about that. No, that's the one I just showed you, the border protection unit. I'm showing you all this because we're going to get to something that's going to shock you. Now, here's where our Prime Minister said that his administration has made the largest investment in the country's border security. And he gave a wonderful speech. He said, now we have vessels to prevent illegal entry. And we're going to be doing this, we're going to be doing that. But even with the state-of-the-art boat that he has there, the Haitians are still coming into Jamaica using rafts. I don't understand how is it that you have a raft out there with some people and you have a state-of-the-art boat with the radar, and then can't pick up nothing. And in fact, in this speech he says, now we have several vessels of extensive capacity, not just to prevent illegal entry, which we do quite a bit, and we do now serious work to ensure that we don't have a massive migration flow from Haiti and other countries. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense, people. Which one is this? This is September 2023. He says we're bolstering our border. It says we're moving to strengthen our capacity to protect our borders from the increasing flow of guns and drugs from North America and other parts of the world. More talk. Here's customs. See? For those of you who didn't believe me when I say customs are protect borders, them have them both here, Jamaica Customs Agency advancing its border protection capabilities. And in their fight against illegal activities, they're training people, and they're doing this, and they're doing that. We're getting their people. And here's this Prime Minister again saying we're gonna bolster our border security to stem the flow of illegal guns. That's a border protection one. We talk about that. And look at this one. Jamaica pours 11 billion into border security, including coastal radar. Right? 11 billion. This was 2018, folks. March 29, 2018. Right? We're getting there. Stay with me. More nonsense from the Prime Minister. Oh, let's forget that one there. Not that. All right. Here's one. 185 pounds of cocaine seized at Norman Manley International. And don't forget, remember the one that the big seizure over at Boscobel, Ian Fleming Airport, where we were promised that arrest would soon be made by our former Deputy Police Commissioner, Mr. Fitzbailey, who's now, I think, acting police commissioner down in the Turks and Caicos. I don't think the Turks and Caicos people did their due diligence, but he said that he was going to make arrest, that the JCF was on the verge of making arrests for years now, and nothing has happened. And if you notice, they're finding drugs all over the airport, but tell me when was the last time you hear them arrest somebody? You always hear them say they're going to, they want to, nothing happens. Now, why do I go through all the trouble to show you all of that and talk to you about our border security? Not to mention, you know, the ports. We didn't talk about the ports yet. Why do I go through all of the trouble and tell you all of that? Because, wait there. I'm going to show you a document now that would have solved all of these problems. So the problems at the airport, where they can't, drugs show up there and they can't figure out who brought the drugs there, no arrest, nothing like that. All right. I'm going to show you a document now, right? But before I show you the document, let me tell you this. There's a company called Sackur Report. I don't work for them. I'm not looking at a job from them. All I know is that they're internationally known for securing airports. And if you drive on, those of you who live in the DMV area, if you take 495 as if you're going to Dulles Airport, and about maybe 5 minutes before you get to the airport, look to your right. And you look to your right, you know, you're going to see there's a big building there. There's a Rolls-Royce dealership. It's the big sign, Rolls-Royce dealership there. Next to the Rolls-Royce dealership sign, you'll see Sackur Report. That's where I think that's their main location. They have provided security services all over the place, all over the world. We're going to show you all that. But here's what happened. On June 22nd, 2018, they met with the leader of the opposition, Dr. Peter Phillips, and they met with his assistant, Mrs. Imani Price. And the purpose of that meeting was to provide a proposal. Say, this is what we can do, this is how we'll do it, this is how it will help Jamaica. And this is how it will help Jamaica's standing in the world as far as security. On the same day, June 22nd, 2018, they met with the Minister of Security. Who was the Minister of Security? Dr. Chang. They met with him and his team, and they explained the whole proposal. And there was a suggestion that the proposal should be emailed to the permanent secretary. In fact, the minister himself told them, okay, nice presentation. Now I want you to email that proposal. And I have the proposal. And I also have the what do you call it?
The email?
No, not the email. The slide presentation. I have the proposal and the slide presentation. And he said, send them to my permanent secretary.
From June of 2018.
June of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
The email was sent 45 minutes after that meeting. Not 45 days after. Remember, they met with the leader of the opposition and his assistant, and they said, this is what we're going to present to the government. Then they met with the government, they met with the Minister of National Security, said, this is what we'd like to offer you. And he said, you know what, nice, I like it. Email it to my permanent secretary. 45 minutes later, it was sent to the permanent secretary. On the same day, all of this took place on June 22nd, 2018. Same day, they met with a gentleman by the name of Nari William Singh. He's in charge of Civil Aviation Authority. He was in charge. I don't know if he's still there.
He's still there.
You know the name?
Yes.
Okay. Now, 3 months went by. No response. No response. On the 20th of September, same year, 2018, the US Embassy sent a message to our Prime Minister. For him to meet with secure port people. Because the U.S. Embassy, remember now, the Jamaican government has been interacting with its international partners regarding border security. So it makes sense that the U.S. government, with whom they've been conducting liaison and meetings, whatnot, say, hey, listen, secure port, Mr. Prime Minister, they were here 3 months ago, whatever. Take a look at this. We believe that this is going to help your border security. Take a look at this. And they were also asking, why is it that we haven't heard anything after 3 months? On October 9th, 2018, the Prime Minister's office response to the embassy was that Secure Report should stay in touch with the Minister of Security.
Hold on there. Hold on. Secure Report met with former opposition leader Dr. Peter David Phillips and Imani Duncan Rex. Okay. Then Secure whatever went and meet with the Minister of National Security, Dr. Harris Chan. He told them to email his permanent secretary. Immediately, was about 5 minutes after it was emailed. And then the American embassy asked to meet with the Prime Minister of Jamaica. That's what?
Yeah, 3 months later, after the email was sent with the proposal, the embassy contacted the Prime Minister's office and said, listen, we need you to meet with the secure report people because you're always talking to us about border security and we're trying to help you. Here's a company that's internationally known and we're asking you to meet with this company. The Prime Minister's office responded, go and talk to the Minister of National Security, with whom they had met 3 months before.
And hold on there. The same Prime Minister who traveled to Washington to meet with people of the State Department about, according to him, names of Jamaican shipping guns to Jamaica. No, sir?
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, brother. So
the Prime Minister responded. The Prime Minister's office responded. Go back and go talk to the minister the same person who talked to 3 months ago and he no respond to him. Go back and talk to him, man. Right? That was October 9th. On October 11th, the Minister of National Security responded and acknowledged receiving the proposal 3 months earlier. Yeah, sent an email and he said, yes, we received your email that we asked you to send to us with the proposal. We received it 3 months ago. And that was it.
So tell me something now, Mr. Rattigan. As a retired former FBI special agent, when you read all of this, sir, it's your program, not mine, but you know, I have to answer the question. When you read all of this, Mr. Rattigan, what does that say to you? Does that look like the Jamaican government wanted to solve crime in Jamaica?
You know, when I'm looking at the timeline and I'm looking at the communications between Secure Report and the government, I have to say no, they're not interested, because here it is that you, and by the way, Mr. President, but by the way, they went to the US government, you know, and said, listen, we need help because too much guns and drugs are coming and we need help. And it is my understanding that they even send a man to Southcom, right, where the military have them satellites and things, scan the Caribbean. And them send a man if you go watch and see what go on. The man, they must be blind because plane are flying in Jamaica like it a go to style and a crash land and nothing at all. Nothing. So them go to the Americans and say, we need help. The Americans say, okay, fine, we don't need help. Here is somebody that we use. Here is somebody that we think would be useful for your purposes to protect your borders. Remember, we go ask them, you know, and we ask the Americans for help, and them say, okay, here it is. So when the man them come and the man them show them what them can do, when the man them show them, and I know DB security people, them, most of these people who work for Security Port, they're retired federal agents, whether them come from Homeland Security, FBI, DEA, ATF, whatever. That's their composition. That's how they make up, right? So they know about security. So the man them tell them the things them can do. I don't know if it frightened them and them say no.
Yes, Ratty, frightened them because they don't want them to come in there, you know. Remember the former world-class minister, FBI is coming on to investigate SSL, you know. So they don't want that in there because if that ever happens, you know, God help them, you know.
No. So from 2018, nothing. Government not dealing with Security Port. Now I am going to show you the proposal. But before I show you the proposal, I'm going to give you the conclusion first. I'm going to give you the conclusion that I'll show you. I want you to tell me, Mr. Jeffrey Tavares and all of our family members in the chat who can talk to it, because I want to take phone calls on the program. I want you to tell me, because it costs money, you know. It costs money. I want you to tell me how much money Secure Report was charging Jamaica to put this technologically advanced system in the airports. And by the way, this system, you could also use it at the ports. I want you to tell me how much money you think security. Them money there. Tell me how much.
About 50 million US, Jamaican.
You get warm. Come in, people, not talk to me now. This is the part where we need to know, it's interactive. Come in, talk to me. How much money you think Secure Report did that charge Jamaica for putting in the system? It's a president there. $3 billion.
$100 million.
Anthony G said less than 1 trillion. That is Anthony, you're not easy at all. Pastor Ricky, 100. Petra E, 5 billion. Million of US are Jamaican that. Petra 2.5. Benija, I'd say what? 100 million. All right. Joycelyn, Freedom, OT. When they come at the front of the class. Monica, come at the front of the class. This is how much them that charge Jamaica.
Hold on, zero.
Emotional damage.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Edmand Barlett in a recent interview, last year in an interview with Stephen Sackur, said that there's a lot of need for more help. As a matter of fact, let me just play the audio. Guys, listen to this.
Get enough help, particularly from the United States.
That we have.
Do you think you get enough help from the end user countries where the cocaine that passes through Jamaica is consumed? I'm thinking of the United States and Europe. Do you think you get enough help from them when it comes to cracking down on drug use, consumption? And do you think you get enough help, particularly from the United States, when it comes to stopping the flow of guns, weapons into your country?
That's the problem. The real problem is stopping the flow of guns and weapons into the country. And so that there is need for much more ambition in this area, far more support to enable a significant cessation of flows into our space.
All right, so if we're going to take Mr. Edmand Bartlett's word for it, he's saying that there needs to be more help in that area. And I'm going to assume that Mr. Edmand Barlett does not know anything about this deal that Mr. Will Rattigan exposed a month ago on his program. He exposed this one whole month ago. The company Sackur, as you heard in summary of the situation, was summoned by the United States because Jamaica summoned the United States for help to secure our borders. So I am trying to figure out, ladies and gentlemen, why are we still having the problem with our borders when we were given a sweet deal of $0 in paying this company to secure our borders, the same company that secured the United States? I need a labor rights to fill up the comment section and give me all the excuses in the world why this was not done. Please, I am entertaining all skullduggery. I want to see how creative the labor rights can get in making an excuse as to why the Jamaica Labour Party was given this deal. Now, my thing is, I could give them an out if the United States came to them and said, listen, you guys need to secure your border. Use these people. That's not what happened. They went to the United States government and asked them for help. They got the help, and they got the help for $0 that would not cost the citizens of Jamaica, and they did not take the deal. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to play this last part here for more context as to the details of the deal, but I have made my case.
Oh, there was no money given for them to thief.
Zero. Here is how the deal was structured. Secure Report said, this will cost the Jamaican people and the Jamaican government $0. Here's how we all make our money. The tourists that come to Jamaica, if the airline ticket costs $200, we have to put on a little $5 upon each ticket. So we'll make our money. We'll make our money off of international travelers coming to Jamaica. And them not gonna feel it because remember them used to charge departure tax, you know.
So it was that simple, ladies and gentlemen. It was not complicated. There was no procurement. There was no excuse for the Jamaica Labour Party, the government of the day, that understood a serious problem was out there like our borders. And Andrew Wallace, as he showed in an article, said, oh, we're going to bolster our borders. Who remember? He showed it. It's in the clip. And if you watch it in full, you'll get the full context. Like I said, I've rest my case. I have a reaction to do on my next channel. That's pretty much has nothing to do with politics. And I'm just going to get it over with this morning because, you know, the people were asking me to actually do it. So yeah, I'm going to get that done. Yeah, so let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. We have an uncaring government, a government that is dragging their foot, that's not assertive in dealing with security. And these are the facts based off the evidence that I just showed. There's no other conclusion that I personally can come to in regards to this. Something like security that this government and Johannes has boasted how much money that they have put in it. Well, I guess it's because any money wasn't being put in it. Why they didn't take the deal? It was free. Maybe that's the problem. There was no tax dollars coming out of Jamaica to put into this deal. Maybe that's the issue. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Lord have mercy. This don't make no sense.